Live. Hello, everyone. Oh
Hello.
shit! I'm not gonna do that introduction. This fucking moron that does it as well. So no, I will not say hello, everyone. Hello, 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 like a fucking plank. No.
Just did it.
G'day all. Um, I have just a few things to say today. Well, me and Raven, we're going to discuss stuff, and anyone who wants to come on, some invites have been sent. Just going to talk about shit. Um, but before that, I want to make a small monologue. Um,
Eleftherios Venizelos.
yes, Eleftherios, how are you, man? Eleftherios, God, I'm fucking. Please forgive me, master. I'm in a good mood today. I was a bit during the day, a bit as I am, or usually I'm fatalistic, but tonight I feel okay. But
What?
before I get into any light-hearted stuff, I'm going to just make a sort of a monologue a bit, if you permit me, Raven, for about a minute or two.
Yeah, just tell us. Just tell the audience first what you did before the hangout.
God, I can't remember.
I thought you told me you were on the phone.
Oh yeah, I was on the phone with my ISP for 40 minutes. And they seemed to have fixed up my internet because I'm getting again more than half a megabit per second internet. Now it went up to one and a bit before, so I'm happy. It won't be bad, too bad. And of course, Portugal, even though I live in a fucking shithole country, we have very good internet when it works. But it works usually. I can't complain because I'm still using copper. So when I get fiber, then I can laugh at you all because I'll have 200 megabits download, 10 megabits upload at about 30 euros, 40 euros a month. So there.
My daughter got fiber now, and she was on 4G, and she was running and she was buying boosters every 2 or 3 days, and every time like 15 gigs gone. Okay, another booster, 15 euros, another 15 gigs gone 3 days later, and so on. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Paying through the nose. So, do you want to ask me what I did?
Of course, huh? What did you do, my friend?
I actually was watching Margaret McLennan building the first installment of her building a gaming PC. Hilarious. There'll be more in a couple of hours. She's taking a break, but she got
Cool.
them inside the case, so that's good.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah.
It's the absolute. Somebody called it the pinnacle of mansplaining the chat, because everybody was telling her, no, put it that way around, no, put the wrist strap on, and more Arctic pace. Very funny. So you should check it out later anyway.
I will. I will. How are you, guys? How are you? Who else, guys? And Capri994. How are you guys? Thank you for coming on. Now, a little bit of a monologue. I was going to have. I want to discuss beforehand, get the serious stuff out, and then we can go on to more lighthearted stuff. But everyone, I think, knows the Wales incident with Sargon. I was told not to use the city's name because that's doxing, and I won't dox. Now, let me get this thing. Let me get things straight. I am totally against doxing, but I know what doxing is, and doxing is release of personal information like name, address, social security number, where they work, etc. Releasing uh, um, um, deliberately releasing. I'm not going to. Um, I'm not going to. What Sargon did was a fuck up. So let's get things straight. He could have easily taken that picture, his fucking mobile phone. He could have cut down, hid the whole body of the person, the lady, and just put the frame, the feminism. Even if he had the fucking store in the background, that wouldn't matter. But what he did was inexcusable. It was a fucking big error. I will never excuse anyone for doing something that's fucking a beginner's error, someone that's a novice's error. I would not do that, especially him, that he has so many people that are after his fucking throat. And he did a huge monumental error, but he did apologize, right? He did apologize, and he did well to apologize. Now, I know that there are some of
And
his
Pillow
quote
said,
unquote,
"Let me
quote
just
unquote.
show your tits." Sorry.
Who said that?
One of our chats, nihilistic pillow. Let me just take a picture of your tits.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect. That would have been perfect. Yes. Nihilistic pillow. Back to what I was going to say. He could have some of his detractors or his biggest fans, quote unquote, which will lead on to something else. Didn't take his apology seriously because semantics. Oh, I didn't like that word he used. Oh, I didn't like his attitude. Okay, so no one. Then in that case, there is no such thing as a sincere apology. Every time you cheat on your wife, husband, you say I'm sorry. It's bullshit. You're not really sorry, even though you fucking are sorry. No, get fucked. No, he did really well. He admitted his error. I did the same the other day. I'll give you an example of the other day. I fucked up as well, but I'm so small. I'll get away with this shit. I was debating someone about. I was debating someone about Britain. It involves Britain. I thought Britain had did not have a first past the post voting system. It had a proportional voting system like Portugal has, and I've forgotten that Australia does not have a proportional voting system. It has a first past the post. It's a Westminster type system.
Is that something like a golden goal in politics? Is it?
More or less, yeah. It's the one that gets the most votes in that county gets that county, sort of.
Okay.
America, in most of America in most of the elections does the same, first past the post. But in the presidential election, American presidential elections, you have the electoral college, which sort of stops certain areas from dominating others. No one would want the rural areas to dominate the city politics, for example. I used an example of that. No one got back to me and said, "Oh, no." But the same can be the same. Why should a couple of cities, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and a few other, the 3 or 4 other huge metropolises in the United States, who have probably a most weighted in the total population, have an effect of saying who goes in to vote? No, the electoral college stops that. It sort of stabilizes.
A sociological question for you, just to throw you a curveball. Why do these big cities, why do the populations favor the Democrats?
I think it's because the Democrats are sort of social justice warriors, and in those big cities, you have social programs like more welfare, etc. While the rural areas, which are mainly farmland, they have loans, and that they don't live off as much of the welfare. That's possibly. I could be totally fucking wrong, but that's what I think it is.
I also think, Carlos, is that there's probably a bigger divide between poor and rich, because some of the areas in cities are very, very expensive to live in. You know, I'd say New York's probably a good example. I don't know.
Yes, and that's where we have the higher percentage of well-educated or highly educated, but highly educated.
So that's why they vote for Democrats, and then you got the slums where
which
people
also vote for Democrats because they get the free shit.
Yeah, the reliance state handouts.
Now, coming back to my point, where I was wrong, I admitted that it was wrong, and then I also said that Hitler was given power by the President Hindenburg, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, something Hindenburg was the president. Kaiser Wilhelm or the Kaiser had abdicated or died, and then the presidency became a presidency in 1919. So yeah, he gave the power to Hitler. Of course, he was voted into the Reichstag, but he was, and he also belonged to the biggest party in the Reichstag. But there's a but. The Reichstag was populated by a lot of parties, and he was not the total majority. He was still a minority party. Yes, he was one of the biggest minority parties, but he was still a minority party. Hindenburg invited him to form a government. And once that happened, he got rid of all this opposition. When he burnt down the Reichstag, is that the Kristallnacht, or was the Kristallnacht the Jewish thing? Can't remember, but I know that not long after he came to power, he burned down the Reichstag and blamed it on the communists to get into power and so on, to consolidate his power. I was right on that point, but I was wrong on the British point. So I conceded. I apologize to the person, David Jones. In fact, I follow him. He's a British. He's a bit more than a conservative. He might be alt-rightish. So yeah. Now that is a point that Sargon apologized, and he did well. But there are still people who even then don't take his apology seriously. But I'm still waiting for a certain group of individuals who doxed an Australian, actually doxed an Australian, and I'm still waiting. I want to know how these other people that are complaining about Sargon doxing someone who took a photograph of a store where the lady was there. And okay, the store in Wales in that place is the only one, easy to find, good, but that still doesn't mean he doxed her. That lady, he did inconvenience her because there are idiots everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Am I still? Yeah, I am. Just my perspective. I told you earlier that I thought that if somebody else, let's say the BBC, if they had tweeted out or shown a photo of Lush with an employee of Lush wearing a political slogan, what would have happened? I don't think any of this would have happened. So you can say that okay, kind of that. Sargon should have maybe foreseen that there's one asshole in the 400k followers that he has. But then, if you use that as an argument, then if the BBC did the same thing, like as part of a normal news program, oh, this is an employee of Lush and she wears a feminist shirt or whatever, then I know this is hypothetical, so it's a little bit.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
But still, I mean, would they say, okay, that's wrong as well? And then that would be a double standard to me, It's because he didn't say, oh, this is whatever.
No, he said the store.
It was about the store. It was about the store, and every normal person would assume that it's about the store, and that the store, it's probably the store's policy, and they might well have forced the employee to wear that shirt, So yeah, there will be an asshole, and that's the problem, that Sargon didn't foresee that there is a dimwit out there who goes for this person, for this woman personally, although she might have just been forced to it, and it's really her business whether she wears that attire or not. It's not something that I find contentious, but it's interesting, if you put it into that context and say it's Lush in insert city here, then it's obviously not personal. It's obviously not personal. It's the shop in that city, and it has that policy. I mean, what's not to understand? Okay, yeah, there will be an asshole, but you cannot be responsible for every asshole, can you? That's
what I was going to ask. Are you expecting every single a YouTuber, even me? I have 200 and something followers on my YouTube. I have 1,000 and a bit followers on Twitter. Am I going to actually control everyone. No, they don't expect their an example of their double standards. The ones that I'm not saying that again. I'm not excusing what Sargon did.
Mm.
He did badly. But he rectified by apologizing. It's just rectifying a mistake he did. He shouldn't have done it in the first place. But yeah, now
But her life,
there was an Australian columnist that writes for one of the regressive newspapers in Australia, the Herald Sun, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not the Age, Fairfax. Yeah, her name is Clementine Ford.
oh yeah,
Does anyone know what happened there? I think it's been widely. One guy that worked in a restaurant or a hotel or something, just responded to her that she was basically he called her a slut, and for that he got her fired. Now, where I didn't see any outrage by any of the feminists. No, he should be hanged and quartered. Really?
yeah.
So, yes, Sargon made a mistake, a big mistake, in fact. He should have cut. He should have known. He should have. He's not young. He's not young anymore. Fuck. He's not a kid. He should have known, and that.
But it's I think it's a little bit problematic because okay, let's say you're showing a footage of Smugly Puff, okay?
Yeah.
And you say that was on in Toronto on that and that date, or that was yesterday in Toronto on the march, and there's the face of the of this person.
Mm.
So yeah, and then some guy sees this face and says, okay, I'm gonna hunt her down. And maybe I don't know, wax her one or whatever, so
Yeah, exactly. Like anybody could appear on the news, exactly.
breaks a bicycle or whatever, and then it's your fault. It's a person in a public space, right? And you're automatically responsible. Then you cannot show any photos. You have to then do the Google Street policy of wiping everybody's face out. You cannot show faces anymore. Because it's all doxing, it's just all inviting bad behavior.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do that. France does have laws that you cannot take a photograph of anyone in public.
You don't have Street View at all. Street View is gone. You
exactly,
can.
Yeah. In Portugal, we have protected. You can show the person, you just can't show the face. You have to what do you call it? Blur out the face, for example. Or not show it clearly. And if you ask permission, yes, you can do that. But if not, nope.
What do the French newspapers do? Do they ask everybody, especially like crowd shots? You have a shot in a crowd. There's one person on it. There's maybe 3 persons or 10 persons.
I think that's. There is an exception. If there is an exception. I don't know. I only know that. If you guys remember that. Hijab when France introduced the burqa ban, the face covering ban. It wasn't a burqa ban. It was to every citizens of France and residents of France that you could not cover your face in a public area because you need to be identified. This Australian television, another fucking regressive one, Channel 7, went to the Nice and they started filming. They got a Muslim cooperator and that, and they started filming. And the cops didn't come there to arrest the Muslim lady. They came there to arrest the cameraman because he did not get permission to film.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get it? And they were questioning her. They didn't they could have found her or something, but they weren't called there because the ruckus wasn't because of her. It was because other French people phoned the police to say someone's filming without permission. But that didn't get covered by the news.
Weird. Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit of I'm more of an open source guy. I don't think that you should have like a complete patent on your likeness. It almost reminds me of like religious arguments. Thou shall not make a likeness. Or maybe the Aborigines. Oh
yes, there we go. Yes, I'm gonna share this because this is pertinent, so we can go on now.
Yeah. while we're on it, it's a nice segue because we are now getting to the other one of the
Parts
other
of
today. So Jordan Peterson made this, and it's because they are discussing next week or within the next 10 days a bill, I think M105, I think, or
M103.
M103, which discusses Islamophobia. And I'm just going to share a few seconds because it's kind of repeating itself anyway. Can you hear this?
Is this a picture of Muhammad?
Yes, I can.
Something woke me up at 5:30 this morning. Maybe it was my conscience. Maybe it was God. Take your pick. I'll go for conscience. In any case, this week, Canada's government is going to consider an anti-Islamophobia motion, M103, in Parliament. Before that happens, I have some things to say. Moses was a murderer.
I hope you're not going to get copyright flagged for this.
Christ
No,
was a
30
bad.
seconds, no worries. 30 seconds. And
Muhammad?
he won't.
It's just this sentence.
Muhammad was a. Muhammad was a.
In case you wonder whether Jordan Peterson is stuttering, it's not what he said. That one of his ideas is that, or contentions is that, according to Piaget, thought is a process, and speech is actually a part of the process. When you think, you act out with your body. So in order to properly think, you must be allowed to speak first and then formulate a thought. You don't even know what you think. So he deliberately repeats this 3 times because that's part of this thought process.
Holy man whose every word and action was correct. I ask Muslims worldwide, can I say anything else? On the week, Canada's government is going to discuss anti-Islamophobia motion M103 in Parliament. I ask Muslims worldwide, can I say anything else? I ask Muslims in the West, can I say anything else? I ask Muslims in Canada, can I say anything else?
Okay, this far. I think that's his point anyway.
No, it goes further. We can play a little bit furthermore. We'll discuss what he said now. Can he say anything else other than is Mohammed basically paraphrasing a virtuous, the ultimate virtue person?
Cannot say anything else.
If he says Mohammed gave us laws that allow the beating of women, I can almost say under that law, because it's a negative thing about Mohammed. Therefore, that law could be considered, that statement, Mohammed made laws that, or interpreted laws, or whatever the wording you want to do, whatever you want to do, be right back, guys. Sorry about that.
Who's talking?
It's my father. Sorry about that.
All right. Okay, let me talk for a second then. I left a comment on the video, and I'm just going to paraphrase it as well. It's that whole term of Islamophobia. It's an interesting term because it contains the word phobia, which is the fear of Islam. But what is interesting about it is that I don't think that people are necessarily afraid of Islam, but a law that forbids talking about it in certain terms, that is actually a law that induces a fear. So you could say that the law against Islamophobia is actually a law that perpetrates Islamophobia. It's interesting that they try in a law to regulate people's feelings or their fear. You cannot forbid fear. I cannot forbid you to fear. You fear, it's an emotion, right? You cannot regulate that in a law. But if you make a law that threatens you not to be afraid, then that's actually a cause for being afraid. So
Yeah.
it's in a very paradoxical way. It induces Islamophobia by forbidding Islamophobia.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I was getting at when before my father interrupted. Sorry about that, guys. He came to tell me that my team won, Barcelona lost, and that's it. He likes to watch football. Anyway, back to what I was going to say. If Jordan Peterson or someone else says reads the Quran, because everyone's entitled, and says, wait, in here in the Quran, the word of Islam says that I can beat my wife. I reckon that's bad. He says that out aloud. A Muslim hears it and says, no, that's Islamophobia. He could be, he's subject to punishment, be it monetary or actual incarceration or whatever. Because I don't know what the penalties will be in that law.
Yeah, and it's hard because it's one of those laws that we'll see what they'll formulate, but it is based on feelings first, emotion, like a phobia. So it won't define itself by probably. I would just guess that what they want to define it by is if a Muslim feels threatened, then that is by a statement, then that is an expression that leads to Islamophobia. So
it's basically the same as what he did about the gender, the gender. Yeah. Sorry.
What I'm saying is, it's based on emotion and not on facts. So
yeah.
Make very, very vague,
Yeah, that's like exactly like the law that the Canadian civil rights thing said that you have to know the person's pronouns. You have to name them. You have to give them the person's pronouns. That's a human rights violation. That's total bullshit. Well, it's not a human rights violation because.
What Peterson said about speech, right, is that you need to speak before you know what you know, before you know what you think. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Never, you start to formulate a thought by speaking it out loud. So if you regulate speech, you basically regulate thought.
Yeah, because speech. It's 1994.
Yeah, the problem is that the lawgivers don't think in such deep they don't think in such deep categories as Jordan Peterson, and then they don't have much idea about psychology anyway.
I can see a scenario, and God forbid it ever happens, where they will have to shut the fuck up. An actual.
That's already happening. Didn't he ask?
Well, in Canada, no. I mean about the new law. The other law, yes, but I'm talking about the new Islamophobic law. Imagine this: ISIS gets into Canada and kills 150 people, a mass murder like they did in Paris.
Yeah.
Under that law, if they cannot criticize them, they can absolutely not criticize them. Or Hezbollah, or Hamas. If Hamas or Hezbollah or another Islamic terrorist group or Boko Haram perpetrate an attack in Canada and kill hundreds of people, they will have to say, "Oops, we can't talk about it." It's
well, they can't do it. They can just say it was 150 men. Right? They don't say that there were Muslims. They just say that there was toxic masculinity.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then the people will start asking, "Wait a second." And then when about 150 or 200 or 300,000 people say, "What? It was Islamic terrorists," they can't imprison 100,000 if they refuse to pay pay the penalty or say, "No, we will refuse it."
Well, Breitbart.
They don't think.
Breitbart will probably write about it if they're still around. I mean, I got one email today from some freepress.org or something, some shit like that. I'm not screen sharing right now, so I'm not going to dox anybody. Let me just see. I had discussed.
No worries. You're not going to dox anyone. You can dox me. I've already doxed myself. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes, Trump. Yeah. So I got an email. Shopify, right? So they said that they they convinced 900 companies to drop Breitbart for advertising, which seems to be fine. And then now they try to get the online shop that sells Breitbart merchandise, Shopify. They try to get them not to host like articles for Breitbart anymore. So that, but you know, I talked about to Habib, and he said, well, that's basically. Yeah, I mean, although he wouldn't necessarily agree with that tactic, it's basically the same tactic that Gamergate used. You know, it's just via popularity. I thought, in my mind,
Mob rule. Mob rule.
Yeah, well, I thought it's bullying, but it isn't really mob rule. I mean,
it's bullying. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
It's vote with your wallet, right? And you just, and part of the vote with your wallet is that you don't just vote with your own wallet, but you kind of spread that around on social media. And those mailing lists that I'm still subscribed to, when I was a lot more left than I'm now, they send out shit like that on a daily basis, you know, like, oh, fight against Trump, do this, he's so bad, blah blah blah. And I don't know, maybe they have a point, I don't know, but it's just kind of frightening that I don't know if it's frightening, but there's millions who click on these petitions without really being informed. I mean, that could be literally 100,000 or 10,000 people signing that petition, which without ever having seen a Breitbart ad, publication, YouTube video, anything. They just take it on faith and say, "Oh, they support Trump. They must be bad." And that's kind of a little bit fucked up that it's very easy to get a ton of consensus in condemning something and shouting virtue. You know, we are the good ones.
I don't think there's millions. I know there's a lot, but I think they are the ones that follow any sort of that.
Well, I can
are ultimately they're ultimately going to fail in the long run themselves instead of what the target that they want.
That they stop endorsing Hayes. Okay, so Carlos, so far it's got 104,596 signatures. So 104,000, almost 105,000, and they're aiming for 150K. Right. So if you get
150K in what, in America? Okay, let's make the math. Yeah. If a company, if a smallest, a company that has even a knowledgeable, I'm not even saying a competent, a knowledgeable accountant says 150,000. Our penetration is 20 million. Okay, 100,000 over 20 million.
Just to give you,
let's talk about the size. The 100,000.
I'll give you the info and you do the math. Okay, the Shopify is a $1.9 billion company with 305,000 online stores in 150 countries. So they got more than double stores than signatures against Breitbart. But still, you know, they might still listen to 100,000 signatures because you know how the negative effect works. You read something negative and then it's going to be spread tenfold. You know, it's going to be.
Yes. Okay, absolutely, but then there's also the other consequences of the people who say the anti-SJWs and that read about it and they said, oh, that company fell for being bullied like that. Fuck them. I'm not going to buy anything from them either. And then instead of 100,000, you could have 500,000, and then they'll add up the numbers. It works both. I understand your point. Absolutely, I know what. Completely understand it, and yes, but then in the long run, they would lose more than they think. It's happened before.
Let me. Devil's advocates. Habib brought it up that Breitbart was spearheading an email campaign against Gawker. So and that in itself that wouldn't be a bad thing, Breitbart being against Gawker. But the problem was before they made that email campaign against Gawker was actually employing them. So Gawker made advertisements on Breitbart, and that's really bad news. If you are a company and you advertise with a company, and then you find out that another customer of theirs got backstabbed like that, so that's probably also a reason why they lost 900 advertisers. That they can be quite vicious, when they think they'll be slighted.
Of course they can, but that's corporate warfare.
A company that does that, like you have a company and you give them a job, and then a year later they turn around and they kind of fuck you over and make bad
that's
so
that's normal. That's normal. That is normal.
This is okay.
It's when the SJWs.
I got this information from Habib. I have not vetted it. I haven't looked it up. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, you can assume yourself, but please, guys, do your own research. Don't quote me on it.
Oh yes, exactly. No. I agree. Everyone, you don't take it the first article you read. No, read 7, 8, 9, 10 articles, different points of view. That's what I try to do. I sometimes get totally fucking wrong, but I admit it when I'm
share
wrong.
the petition. It says Shopify stop endorsing hate. Together,
I have it here. Faster. I can put it in the
on screen here. I've shared it.
I can put it in. Oh shit!
Can you hear me? Yeah.
1 sec. Yeah, I can hear. Sorry about that.
Okay. So
I can put it on the actual link in there.
Just the first 2 sentences, Shopify stop endorsing hate. Together, people power has helped push over 900 companies to drop the ultra ring. Oh, the misspelled. The ultra right-wing Breitbart News, aka Trump News, aka Trump News. The largest company left is the Canadian e-commerce company that runs Breitbart's online store. If we can force Shopify to ditch Breitbart, we'll be dealing a massive blow to Breitbart's ability to expand globally, and could stop it in its track. Sign the petition. I think that's it. I don't need to hear much more.
Okay. They get rid of Breitbart. Breitbart starts a new company, does the same thing, and so on.
We got company.
Exactly. I'll be right back. I have to. Oh, hello, Based.
Hey,
I have to answer the phone. Be right back.
All right, good night.
I don't know if you see what I'm sharing, Based. I was just discussing yet another email campaign. This time they want to get rid of the shopping site that Breitbart uses to merchandise this stuff.
Oh, why?
Well, so the argument is that obviously they're against Trump. I mean, that's always the first argument. But they also say that, and that's a little bit frightening when I read it the first, that they had already helped push over 900 companies to drop Breitbart News as an advertisement platform. So, it's kind of drying out. And so I was wondering whether that was bullying behavior or not. I don't know. What's your opinion?
Personally, I think, yeah, it is. I think it's social bullying. You're trying to force companies, you're trying to compel them with moralism, which is the same practice Right did. Like when I was a kid, they were metal music and video games are going to make you all serial killers. And of course now we're just like grown-up adults who work and take our kids to school and stuff. But it didn't really work out, It's the same stuff. It's the same like moralizing of society and trying to compel people to hold the same moral values as you against their will. And they're putting social practice, but really it's not helping the company. They're cutting themselves off from many millions of potential customers and outreach and stuff like that. So it's a stupid move to do it, to try to pressure companies into this, because all you're doing really is killing the company. You're not actually helping anything. People who want to read Breitbart are just going to keep reading it. Doesn't really matter.
And they'll go into other
music, man.
Well, I guess
they'll go into other sources, for example.
Yeah, I guess the readers aren't so much the argument. I mean, it's more about the readers don't pay. It's the advertisers who pay, like with any news publication. So if you cut them off, it doesn't really matter a fuck if you have 10 readers or a million. You know, if people don't advertise anymore, then you can't pay your staff. That's the thing.
But I mean, you could also have like a Drudge Report type of situation where it's just text format blogging essentially, and it's really easy and cheap to maintain. I think like a web domain's like $10 a year or something like that. I mean,
yeah, you could. But they send people to the climate conference, you know, to interview. So there's a lot more value behind the content that they make. They're not like a kitchen operation or something.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think this, I mean, I think trying to bully and moralize companies into, you know, or basically capitulating to your like psychotic, basically religious demands is stupid for yourself, because it makes people not want to listen to your side of things because you're just being a dick. And it's going to kill these companies as much as it's going to kill Breitbart, because that is a huge, that they have a really high readership. So it's going to be ultimately damaging to the companies, because Breitbart also has a really good way of getting to support these companies that do advertise with them.
Yeah. So you think the market...
It's like cutting your own legs out from underneath of you.
Yeah. You think the free market will take care of it? I think there is a demand. Don't get me wrong. I think there's a huge demand for that platform, you know, and there may be very questionable and very kind of like odious in some of the methods, but I still kind of enjoy, you know, to have that as a counterweight to the established media. You know, it's so different, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and you need various media sources, and you need people to give different perspectives, because like if you read Reuters and AP and CNN, they're all the same. Like the story is almost verbatim the same across many platforms. You don't have like a different opinion or view of things. It's just the same mantra. It's all the same. Everybody's humming the same tune, which is weird.
Like that. It feels really like lockstep. It doesn't really matter. I really don't care whether they're left or right. It's all this, and I suppose I'm a bit of a hypocrite, because I you know, maybe 5 years ago probably would have clicked on a petition like that without knowing very much, you know. Oh, there's a bad person, there's this, that, the other, you know, click on it, you know, without like being informed. And I guess that I'd say probably 90% of that, you know, like Facebook activism. It's terrible, you know. Oh, this terrible person, and this one tortures puppies, and you know,
Yeah.
crazy. And it's all completely without context. When you look at the synopsis, whether you look at the email or the campaign, it's always just these talking points. This almost fascist Trump, blah blah blah, you know, and you'd really have to have made up your mind that, okay, I believe fascist, or just use, oh yeah, I believe it, you know. It's they use that bad word, so he must be a misogynist.
It must be true. They seem to, well, because they use strong language. Like I do, like I don't know, you guys aren't American, but I'm sure you like remember back then in the days when it was like, you know, video games are going to make all of our kids into serial killers. Like they were absolutely convinced that we were all going to
I remember.
go psycho.
And even though I'm not American, I know everything that had happened that time. There was that politician, what was his name? Thompson, or wasn't it?
Thompson, yeah.
Thompson, yeah. He made exactly the same arguments that Lacey Green and Anita Sarkeesian are making. It's like they grabbed his textbook and they're just regurgitating the same shit.
Yeah, they just, you know, basically come from the other side to moralize people and shame them into complying with their viewpoint. And that's kind of like, people are tired of that, and it might work, like I said. Oh, of course, the school band's starting up right now. I'm hanging out, but no, they're doing it's like percussion is practicing. Anyway. So cool. They've done the same thing, man, where they're like trying to tell everybody how to live their lives and boss them around and say, do things our way or otherwise you're just the worst person in the whole wide world. And you can't win with ideologue. Like, you just can't. But I doubt. Go ahead.
Go on.
I don't know if you saw
I was just going to say,
Mama, did you hear about the what Jordan Peterson? They're discussing new blasphemy laws in Canada, or they call them.
I believe it. Canada is the cuckest country in the whole world, man.
second to Sweden. Sorry, Sweden is first, and I feel so sad for the Swedes. But yeah,
Swedes.
Well, I don't know. Does
but
Canada have free speech? Because I don't know if they do or not.
I don't really. At this
Does
point,
England-
I'm not
does England have-
sympathetic or empathetic towards them at all. No.
Well, I mean,
I'm
if
a
they have
cunt,
the
I know,
same,
but fuck it.
if they have the same laws as the UK, they don't actually have like a constitution or whatever. So you can say stuff like you can't say that, or saying
true.
that is illegal.
They're a monarchy, aren't they?
Constitutional monarchy, technically, yes.
Right. Yeah. So like UK. So so
Oh
what
yeah,
can,
like Australia, India.
do you have
And
any?
it's making me love being American right now. You know that?
Since we have an American stream, is there any news on California? It was really worrying what I saw yesterday. Is it? Does it?
Oh,
is it still
the
threatening
dam
to-
breakage.
Sorry. Yeah.
What,
The
which-
dam.
Yeah. The
the
dam.
Like, are you talking about Calexit or like what?
No. Dam.
California is always like, there's always horrible things happening in California.
No, I mean nothing politically.
Well, I've heard that they were prepping, like preparing for the worst, kind of. I hadn't heard anything really about it. I know that they've had a few flash floods that I think are.
Yeah. There must be,
I usually pay attention to politics, to be honest with you.
I
Coming
think there
back
must be a lot of
to,
robbers with plastic boats, like starting to loot, with rubber boats, like being ready, let's rush in. All the houses are empty now, and bring your rubber boat inflatable just in case.
Oh shit! Yeah, the dam breached. Holy shit! I did not know that.
Oh, did it? No.
it's the spillway.
Yeah,
did before.
it says. I don't know. It's New York Post, so you're kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm so distrustful of mainstream media now. Like, I just am.
Coming back to that point that the regressives, how they are basically cannibalizing each other. What Black Lives Matter did in that speech in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, calling pussy SJW feminists on Earth, Trudeau, a white nationalist or supremacist. That, wow! When I first I laughed my head off when I saw that video of that idiot. It's not racist to call that stupid woman idiot, so I'll repeat it. She's a fucking idiot. Saying, "Oh, Canada was slavery." No. First off, Canada was the end of the Underground Railway, so there was no slavery in Canada. All the slaves that came from the United States and Canada were automatically free. So that just fucking shitted on the history of Canada. She should be deported to Afghanistan, preferably, or Somalia.
So far as I'm aware, you cannot deport citizens.
Yeah, I know. It's wishful
but
thinking. I know it was wishful thinking. Yeah.
You
But,
can rendition citizens. Just
I know, but it's wishful thinking. Yeah, but no, of course you cannot. But Jesus, I wish you could, because there's some people that need to go there and live there for a week at least, in countries that they so think that they're so enlightened. These countries, Saudi Arabia, like Sasua. Let's get Sasua and put ship her to Saudi Arabia for a month.
Yeah,
I'd pay the holidays. I'd pay her trip.
I will pay for your ticket. Just go, and then that will be the end of you.
Did you see the last?
It'll be
Did you see that the last crowd in T1? That was good.
Yes, it was. Yes.
The
Man, I haven't watched it yet. I've been studying.
It's fucking awesome. because he had a few better suggestions for countries that should be on the list and that aren't, like Lebanon, for instance, and of course Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
By the way, we got
Lebanon.
Lizz. We got Lizz
I
Reptile.
can see Lebanon. Yeah, that makes
Get her in.
sense.
Yeah, get her in. Awesome.
Okay. Let me just. Oh, that's tricky. Now I have to do it with Twitter.
Been a while since I talked to her. I really miss her. So yes.
I love Liz. She's cool as hell. She
Oh,
is the internet's mom.
Yes, she's superb. I really enjoy her videos. I enjoy her talks, everything. I have time. I have a lot of time at work, so I'm a cunt. I can I can indulge myself. So, except
So I have a
tomorrow.
question for you guys.
Yep.
Just sort of like, because you reminded me about the, Usra Kigali. She's a fucking nutbag. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's black, his wife is white, and he was saying that it's like this whole racial division shit that they've been brewing for the past 3 or 4 years has like caused a lot of issues in his family. Like all of a sudden his mom is really anti-white and she was never like that before. And it's really weird that like she was cool before and now she's like pounding the drum and talking about shit and making him feel very like awkward and adding tension to his everyday life. And I thought about it and I'm like, yeah, actually, if you think about it, people are like very skittish of each other now. And it used to be like you would just deal with somebody as an individual. It didn't really matter what ethnicity they were. You just talk to them. But now everybody's like so afraid to like talk to each other and interact that we end up becoming like really scared of each other and insular.
Is that in the family or neighbors or what?
That's his family.
His family.
Yeah, they're kind of
mixed race or whatever.
Yeah, because he's black and his wife is white. So he was saying that it causes like weird tension at family gatherings and stuff. Like his family's talking about, white people this, white people that, right? And then her family is like they're not like open and friendly like they used to be because now they're worried about accidentally offending his family. And he's like, it just makes problems. Like
that is horrible.
It's not just a social thing. It's making problems for people's families. Because in all this, like painting everybody as either black or white, they don't realize that there are mixed families. And they have to deal with this on a face-to-face, person-to-person basis with all this like crazy rhetoric and, screw white people and all this crap. Like this affects people's everyday life. And it's something we tend to view as a social issue, but I hadn't really thought about it. I knew a lot of people that are like interracial couples. It probably is really difficult to just live your life now, whereas you might have gotten along great before, but now there's tension there that doesn't need to be there.
It's horrible. Exactly. This is really troubling. Jesus. I'm flabbergasted that would reach the point.
Well, yeah, I mean now they're breaking.
Lucky.
They're breaking families now. It's like, why are you doing this, man? Like, they're killing me. Like, dude, there was a dude on my channel who bitched at me and said that Native Americans should not call themselves Indians. That shows a disrespect for their heritage. I'm like, well, you better go tell every reservation in the whole damn country because every one of them's got a sign that says whatever Indian reservation. Hey,
they should be slapped in the face.
I'm just kind of like, why is Whitey McCollege student coming and telling me how to do my business? Like, what the hell?
No violence. They should be pointed at, laugh hysterically at them, and call them really bad names. Oh, hello, Liz.
Making my dogs want to bark. It's funny.
Sorry,
we got rid of that one dog that kept barking all over the place and finally went back to its owner. Yay! So you guys don't have to deal with my barking every 5 fucking seconds. Every time something.
How you doing, Liz?
I'm waiting for the husband to get back with the fixings to make a heart-shaped meatloaf and some candy for the kids. My dad was supposed to help me out with some Valentine's Day money, right, for the kids. And his car got broken into in Arizona today.
Oh, shit.
Like, fuck.
Oh man.
They tore out his steering column and everything, so...
Damn, where was he at?
He was parked in front of his freaking mom's house.
So
I mean, like, what town?
Flagstaff.
Oh, okay. I was just,
That's
don't say Mesa.
doxing. That's doxing right there. That's doxing.
Yeah, exactly.
Flagstaff.
Well, my husband just walked up to me with a bouquet of flowers.
Oh.
Aw.
He got
he
me
use the
green.
watch at
Okay,
night?
I gotta turn on I got my shit cam on right now, guys. I'm live. I'm on.
Doctor
but-
Does he have the heart shape?
Flowers. I've got green flowers for free Kekistan for Valentine's Day. Green roses. Check that out. Free
Awesome.
Kekistan. Free Kekistan. There you
Some
go,
true
guys.
patriotism, Liz.
Peace be upon
That's
thee.
Ree!
Hey, Carlos.
That is
I got. Do you want to do a collab with me?
Depends. I'm really shit at doing things. I like to do, but what? Yeah, let's set it
Be
up.
cool,
I'll
dude.
try it. I'll try.
It's not
yes.
a rush or anything. I just
I
want
just,
to like. I don't know this stuff, like this social division.
Mm.
I guess that people are doing. It's like it's obnoxious and upsetting people on like an interpersonal level.
It is,
And I'm
yes.
kind of at that place where like it's a drag, man. Because like we do Gathering of Nations, and I've noticed it, and a lot of people have actually noticed it, that the social justice-y shit is creeping in.
Yeah.
And the whole point of Gathering of Nations is like to all get together, and people are starting to like segment themselves and keep to their own.
Yeah, they
And
don't
that's
see it.
a really weird thing. Like that's not at all cool.
It's
but-
not. It's not. Oh shit. Never mind.
Well,
I was just reading.
it's-
Yeah. Of course, we can do something. I can. Yeah, sure. We'll get on Skype
Okay.
or what? What do you want to?
I have the Skype. The Skype came with the tablet.
Cool.
I don't know what my Skype is.
You make
course.
one.
Just
mine is
DM me
this.
whatever I'm supposed to look up for Skype because I don't even know how to find myself on Skype. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, I'll send you. We'll set it up this week and so on. I'll send you my Skype
God.
and you can write me in. We set up yours and so on. So yeah, I'll
right.
message you on either on Minds on all of them. Fuck it, on all of them.
You're like, I'll send you everywhere.
Yeah,
Alright.
cover all my base.
Cool.
No, I was just thinking like this. Weirdly, this Kekistan thing and just like defending the shitlords of the internet it's such a diverse and weird crowd of people. It's like one thing that will bring us together, shit posting on the internet.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It just seems like a weird thing to rally around.
I don't do it often enough. I don't do it as well as much as I know I can do. But I have to really, pick my targets because I'm not going to repeat what someone's done before or so on. I have to approach it from a different angle. If I don't see the angle, no. That's why I don't engage in Twitter or in other things as much as I can and I should do.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
yeah.
get the thing with Twitter that people think that you're following Sargon, so you should have seen the Lush thing a minute after he tweeted it. You should have seen it. Like I don't get that. Anyway, I need to step out and make a hot water bottle. I'll be right back.
Okay. No, I wanted to do a video on the stupid idea of the noble savage.
Oh
So,
no! Don't please
seems to
don't go there.
infect people's brains.
No.
No, it's like we used to have a times where we would like call a truce to get along with each other, like to trade and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know, but
like,
that's
I don't think people realize that there's like 200 different tribes in the United States.
they don't exactly.
Like when people say Native American, they think of like one, like their fantasy Indian, I guess. Who's like probably gonna look like a Mohican or some shit. Damn it, the stupid plane. It's, you know, living around crop dusters and shit. But they have this like idea of some Mohican looking guy with like war paint or something who like comes to help the settlers or some shit, you know. God, go away, plane.
Sounds like a mosquito.
A little Valentine's for my husband.
So cute.
Well, I work at pirate fairs. Your mate Shaw is so fucking sappy and ridiculous.
I think it's adorable. Sorry, it was a crop duster.
I got him a pair of Darth Vader, you know, sleepy pants. So, you know, we are really pathetic people. I want you to know that.
Hey, you know what? Today is my anniversary as well as Valentine's Day. And I didn't realize that, but he doesn't like to celebrate anniversaries or Valentine's Days, and I'm kind of like, well, I'm happy about our relationship. What the hell, dude? Plus chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I used to like refuse to celebrate Valentine's Day because of all these bad memories associated with it. And one day Fred's like, well, you know, you're not with those bad memories anymore. You know that, right? I'm like, oh, shit. Maybe I need to take the stick out of my ass and learn to love what I've got and not base my feelings of this day on the past. I just feel really bad for my fucking dad with the crime rates in Arizona. Now, this is actually a serious problem that, if you want to talk about politics, that's going on with very little border control, with the fact that they have got the government of Arizona to work completely different than the rest of the United States. Like, there's only 2 insurance companies allowed to run the entire car companies there. You're not allowed to get car insurance from any other company other than these 2 companies, and they will rake you over the coals. All the doctors there have signed into a contract that you have to pay to this country club, basically $3,000 before you can see a registered DO to get medication for pain. Every year.
Sounds really crazy.
Yeah,
tons of different. Like, I know there's definitely more than 2 car insurance agencies, but I think it depends on if you live in state or you're coming from out of the state.
Well, he had to keep his insurance from here in order to get it because it's so fucking expensive. Like, people are in poverty over there because of the way the government is set up. The state's government is forcing people into poverty because of the way that they have the health plan set up and the way that they have it. And it's like, the rest of my family that's over there is like, oh, it's so great, leave Florida, come here. I'm like, I would be dead in a week.
I love it. I don't know. It's not that bad. It's really not.
No, I'm dead because I wouldn't be, because there. All right, you guys know that I'm sick, right? And I have to be on medication. And there's no 2 ways around this right now. Hopefully someday in the future we can find a way around it. There, to get rid of the heroin problem, they made it so you have to see a doctor every single week to get medication. No refills. They'll give you a weeks at a time, but you have to pay $3,000 to this fucking country club in order to see them at all for the year.
Well, yeah, it's because people were selling their meds.
Yeah, but dude, every week you would have to go to the doctor and pay into the, it's like also like $300 a visit. No insurance will cover it. To take that, no, I would die within a week
Well,
I could not afford
Depends
that
on
shit.
what you're taking.
Hydrocodone, acetaminophen, 10 milligrams, and morphine, 30 milligrams, twice a day.
I don't see my doctor. I see him like once every 6 months, but I have to pick up because it's a DEA thing, because it's a narcotic. You have to go pick up your prescription. But, like, I have to go do the same thing for my daughter's ADD medication because it's an amphetamine. Like,
Yeah,
it has
well,
no kick to it at all. It's not like it will actually mess you up because she's only on like 3 milligrams or something, but it's still
yeah,
a
it's still
regular
regulated.
drug, so which is a
Well, you
drag.
can take it apart and turn it into shit. Well, I don't find it too much of a drag to have to see my doctor every 28 days. All right. I mean, I have to see him, and he found out it was very good that I saw him anyway, because we found out that I seriously fucked up my leg. My back of my tendon and my Achilles heel is so badly pulled, I haven't been able to walk. Like, this is day 4.
Holy
I cannot
crap.
walk. No, it's totally fucked. And but my mother has Ehlers-Danlos as well. And if you are Mexican, you can get your medication. If you are white, you cannot. That's the other thing. They're only making white people pay into this damn thing.
wow.
It depends on if it's a private or a public thing.
It is a private club that all the doctors signed up for. They allow the Mexicans, they allow the Native Americans, and they allow oppressed minorities. They do not allow white people to just go and see a doctor. They have to pay $3,000.
That sounds very, very not correct. So I'm assuming this is some kind of private organization that is
it is a
targeted
private
at minorities.
It is a private-based club of doctors. Without government regulation. They joined this club to help minorities. They're like, we're going to offer all of these services, right? But if you're a minority, you don't have.
Oh, she's cutting up.
We're helping out the minority to state.
Raven, your camera.
Thing, and they're.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to show him back.
Oh, I thought you had the same coffee mug, and I was going to be like, "Twee, twinsies!" But no, it's something else.
Okay.
It's cute though. I like it.
As you guys are drinking I'm getting slushed on real Budweiser, real one, the real Czech stuff.
Ooh. Nice. No, I'm completely sober. I'm boring and sober today.
No way. I protest your existence right now, drinking Budweiser.
This is the real stuff.
You drink anything.
It has no corn, rice, or anything. It just has malt and the other stuff. And I think it's called
hops.
Man, you're making me want to go to the Ren House and have beer.
Let me see, what time is it? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's only 5 in the afternoon. 4 in the afternoon where you're at. 3
Exactly. And I got momming stuff to do.
Oh yeah, you can do it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
And can't go skip off to the microbrew.
Not yet.
There has been officially reads in the chat we need to read.
Read.
I've got to go in a minute because I got to spend some time with my family.
I'm trying to find us. Okay, there we are. Sorry. I was trying to find us so I can watch the chat because I'm waiting for my daughter to get out of detention.
Oh.
Why did your daughter get into detention?
Well, she got detention for not turning in her homework.
All right. I thought she said make America.
Like homework packets, and they get and then she tried to forge my signature on her detention slip and hide it from me. So she got 2 days of detention. and another detention, and she'll get suspended.
Oh shit!
But they do
Holy
like
shit.
in-school suspension where you have to spend like literally the entire day writing lines.
Oh,
Oh,
You know, like
that's a good
Ooh.
I
punishment
will not
right
tell
there
lies,
for you.
or I will
Sending
turn
a
in my
kid
homework
home-
or whatever.
Yeah,
That's pretty
sending
serious.
a kid home for punishment never worked. That's such a stupid punishment. I was suspended twice in my life. Once for grabbing this kid by the neck named David V. I won't dox him, and slamming his head into the desk. I got ice cream and cookies all day for finally standing up to a bully because this guy had pushed me over the limit. They had hidden they had gotten somebody to switch my locker.
oh,
So I was stuck in gym clothes. I had to sit there and examine every single locker to be able to get my gym clothes out. And during this process, right before changing out of gym, somebody had slammed, not a dodgeball, one of those hard basketballs at the back of my head, and I fell and I cracked my patella. And it was swollen. It was one of my second dislocations due to EDS. And I popped it back in, so it was only swollen. So nobody knew what really happened. I'm in agony. I finally get to my next class, and this asshole's just laughing and laughing, going ha 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 ha, because he knew exactly what had happened to me. A, I got assaulted. B, they switched my locker, so it took me 20 minutes to find my shit. And I just walked right up to him. It's like, stop laughing. And the teacher's like, uh-oh. I just grabbed him by the neck and went, bam, 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 on the desk 3 times.
nice.
I got suspended for 3 days for assault. My parents treated me very well, actually, because they were very proud of me because I finally lost it. They were like, we were waiting for that to happen. You needed to do that. You needed to show them that you will not. That kid did not fuck with me anymore.
I'd say he probably didn't fuck with anybody, did he? After that, you cured him.
No, he still tried to fuck with the weaklings. He's a really skinny kid, and so was I. So he kept trying to go after things that he didn't like about himself. So
Yeah.
But the second time, I accidentally took too much of my asthma medication, and I cursed a teacher out because I was on too much speed.
Shit.
They used to give me epinephrine tablets and shit like that, to keep my lungs working. I took 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't fly so well. That got me. That got me in. I cleaned a bathroom with a toothbrush.
Ooh.
They're like, we don't care if you make a mistake with medicine. You are responsible for your actions. You should keep your temper down, and you should never talk to an authority figure like that. And I got to scrub a bathtub with literally a vial of salt, peroxide, and a toothbrush and a roll of paper towels. Those were my.
Wow.
That is character building.
It always involves toothbrushes, right?
That is some Calvin and Hobbes.
Well, the toothbrush cleaning, cleaning
was...
bathrooms, that's from the military
Playbooks.
My mother was a drill sergeant, so that's one.
Oh, okay.
So learned hydrogen peroxide kills mold and salt. So we got a really clean bathroom out of that deal.
Okay, look at the bright side. And you got your character built.
Sorry for my cough. I was gonna say they got the toothbrush idea from the 50s, 60s military, and as your mum was a drill sergeant, she knew what to do.
My grandmother told my dad what to do. That was some fucking character building. I didn't say the F word and I was so that.
Mm-hmm.
I did my medication like a hawk. They're like, we messed up because you messed up by accidentally taking. Supposed to separate my medicine in the morning. I put one pill, put it on the counter, took one pill, grabbed the other pill, and without thinking about it, I took it.
Oh shit!
I took 2. Whoops! So.
Who's? Are you breaking up? Say again.
I'm. I was asking how old is Base Mama's kid?
Oh, she just turned 9.
I'm live right now. Sorry,
My son.
my
Today's
9-year-old
Valentine's
did
Day,
the same
so my
exact
son
thing.
got. Come on. He found out a girl in his class really likes him.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Ooh.
He is
When,
utterly
he had
repelled
just-
by this.
Yes.
She's like, she tried to like talk to me, and she like kept staring at my eyes. It's like, I don't like any girls. Like, then tell her you don't like any girls. And she's like, but they like me. Like, they don't just like me like friends like me. They like me like me. I'm like, I'm getting really confused right now.
like me.
Yeah, it's adorable. My oldest daughter, I'm trying to leave her alone a little bit because she made a friend to class that he's been having problems making friends because he had to have surgery for this weird brain issue that he had, right? Because he had cancer or some shit. And so he's got a couple of scars on his head. But he's really shy because he had to do a lot of homeschooling and, to catch up and shit. And so she got friends with him on the Xbox. And now they're talking. And they're talking. And she's 12. So, and I'm like,
that's just online.
Leave the fuck alone. She goes to school with them.
Oh, all right.
And then they're talking on the Xbox, and we have it set up that we can hear anybody talking out of the Xbox to monitor conversations.
All right.
Because we have had to go up going, that's an adult. Why are you talking to an adult on Minecraft? No. Get away. Like, we will not, if you are over the age of 18, there's no reason for you to be playing with my 12-year-old and 9-year-old kid. Sorry. I do not trust you.
Exactly.
And I will ban that account. And I'm sorry, it's just, no. There's no reason. You go play with people of your own age until my kids are old enough to know what that kind of problem is.
Mm-hmm.
They already know what that kind of problem is, but they don't need it. No. By the way, if you ever do have a console peasant child, there's a way to set it up where the headset will play into their ears the same thing that will play out of the TV. So that way you can hear the friends. Mama.
All right.
That way you can find out what the fuck they're saying so you don't end up with, child protective services on your front doorstep.
Well,
I was lucky raising my kids. They are adults now, so when they were growing up, they didn't have those modern technological thingy-me-bobs. They did have the only console in my house was a PS2 that my son still has somewhere. Other than that, they only got their first mobile phone late into high school.
wow.
Well, I had to get. I've got a 9-year-old that just got her first mobile phone, and then I've got a 12-year-old that's working on her second. Because the way that technology is today, if you don't introduce them to certain technologies, they're going to be so far behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's unreal. And so now my oldest looks like she's going to go in scripting and shit. So she wants to be a programmer. She knows how to operate sprites already. Like, holy shit. I'm sitting there trying to learn Blender, going, I have an icon that I can bounce around. I showed her what I can do with my shit because I could have done that in PowerPoint in 3 minutes. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously.
PowerPoint.
My son is finishing this year computer engineering, and he already got a job offer. Cool. And I said to him, "Fucking awesome!"
That is awesome.
He made a program or a search engine type thing for a database, and the company that he did it for him are actually going to him and his partner, friend. They are going to implement that into their company. So I'm proud. I'm proud. It's officially. I'm proud of myself.
old
It's official. Like he's accomplished something. Now I'm going to be proud.
Oh no,
Have somebody
I am.
clip that out of the stream and
I
send it
actually-
to him on a loop.
He
Actually,
knows.
proud of my
He
son
knows.
over
I am.
and
I
over and
am.
over again.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I am
And no,
proud,
what you do is you send it to
He'll
the
feel
son
so
the
great.
day you die.
I am proud of both my
You
kids,
said-
my daughter and my son. I am everything they do to me. I am absolutely proud of them. I can't be any more prouder than that. So I just
Well,
said this
see, I
because
take that tack where I'm not going to be proud of you for existing because Pond Scum also exists, and I have no pride in that. So you need to earn it.
Yeah.
well, you know what I
Like-
mean.
Well, with what your kid did right now,
No, I
I'm
mean,
surprised you haven't
it
lost
pushes
your
them
shit.
to try to accomplish things and to like keep goals and not give up when things get hard. Like if you want that, because every kid wants to please their parents. So okay, if you say, all right, I'm going to express that when you have done something that you feel proud of, I will express my pride in your accomplishment. But when we're teaching kids that like tracing their hand is some kind of accomplishment when they're like 12 years old, I think we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I think that's
we
seven.
should never. Yeah, we should never give them a star for every little shit thing that they do. No,
No.
they have to actually
I mean,
get
the
something.
tracing the hand. I think that's 7 years too late, right? When it's 12. I thought they do that when they're 5.
Well, yeah, but then they usually like make a turkey out of it, so they're like a little more advanced even than that.
Oh, not my daughter.
Well, hey,
She
guys, children.
knew the difference between blue and yellow when she was 2. Like that was one of her first words. Blue, you know. Oh, she's
Huh.
crazy talented with Play-Doh. So she studies animation at the moment.
Can I man?
How old is your daughter?
How the frick does this work?
My daughter is
Stop
now
shouting.
20.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's.
My daughter's 24.
Oh yeah, you're old.
No,
No, I think
I'm young at heart. That's what counts.
I feel like I'm 9 million years old because my daughter's 16. She's going to be old enough to date soon. And I'm like, I'm bristling under the knowledge of this because she looks like, Indian actress Aishwarya Rai. She's got like those really big blue eyes. That's my daughter. And she has like no idea how beautiful she is, which has been great so far. But she's starting to catch on.
You must have started really young. I don't believe
I was 19 when I had her, yeah.
All right, okay.
I taught my kids as they were growing up and raising. I always taught my kids never lie to me, and because they will never do everything I did, so they can't lie to me because I can catch them, and I know my daughter smokes secretly, and I will not confront her. Because she knows I know, and I will not confront her. I quit smoking 5 years ago, so she wouldn't smoke. But it's her choice. She's old enough now. She's an adult. So it's her choice. I can't say no.
Of course.
Well,
Yeah,
tell her
that's
to
it.
quit before she's 30 because it will degrade and age her horribly after that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yep. So.
No, I had a esthetician say, you can probably get away with smoking in your 20s, but in your 30s you need to stop because it will just make your skin, it will trash your skin, and you will age so fast. I'm like, okay.
That's cool.
It was good advice,
I'd say I'm probably off the fact 10 years
It is,
anyway,
yeah.
so I think I got out early enough, so that's good.
Like,
Yeah.
good on me. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that like in your early to mid 30s that your collagen production like plummets really hardcore. So you don't feel as young, you don't look as young, you're not as optimistic because you wake up and your back hurts and your knees pop and your wrists hurt and all that other stuff that happens to you as you age.
Neck creaks.
Oh, my back's gone.
Yeah.
but it was gone when I was 16 years old. I was being a smartass, and it was at our gym class, and we were doing weightlifting, and I said, I fucking can lift 100 kilograms. I was quite strong when I was 16. I did lift it, but the next day I could hardly walk because I heard a little snap when I lifted it, and yeah, and I still feel it now. It's getting worse, in fact. Yeah, never abuse your body when you're young.
Try a collagen
Abuse it.
supplement, and sorry, go ahead.
I would just say never abuse your body too much when you're young. Abuse it when you're old.
Yeah, because it's already going to break anyway.
You only learn that when you're old.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
you don't heal as fast. Your healing slows as you age. So, push yourself. Just don't push yourself over the edge.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that was just trying to make a snark comment. You know me, I love snark.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry, I'm driving back from the school. I hate women drivers. I know that sounds sexist and I don't really care, but I am on this call with you now and I can still drive down the road. And why are you checking Facebook? Sorry.
Oh, don't get arrested on our account.
Oh, no, you can have hands-free devices here. But she's like
Facebook
literally, I can see that she's on Facebook. I can see it.
Can she check
it? Oh,
it?
just come on over in my lane. God. This is why the struggle is real, I know. No, these women, like, they drive like total shit. It's like they've got a minivan full of kids. It's usually something like pretty high priced or whatever. It's like a Q7, which just hurts my heart to see them drive it like that. And they're weaving all over the road, running up onto the sidewalk, scaring the shit out of everybody. And they're just, on Facebook, and they get honked at and swerve back into their lane and drive, okay for a minute or two. And then as soon as we get to a stoplight, they're back looking down at their phone again. It's like, drive.
Yeah, not good. I was wondering if if you could use Facebook on hands-free.
No, I don't think you can.
That would be a bit like wiping your ass on hands-free.
That'd be something to behold. Wiping your ass without your hands.
Well,
the Japanese have the three seashells in their toilet, so it's possible.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. That's what they say. Don't blame me. I just.
No. I think the Indians they have the water jets in the toilet. So, and that
as well.
That kind of look down on you for using wiping with dry paper because you really have to wash that shit.
Oh God! You know what? That reminded me that Indian that was arrested, or basically they shut down his restaurant because he did culturally.
Yeah.
I want to see that. That's so cool.
Yeah, I have
Everybody
to do
has plans to go out to dinner tonight because you might not want to now.
No, he's closed. He won't do the same thing.
That doesn't mean that other people aren't doing it, especially if it's a cultural thing and he thinks that he's ritually clean even though he has fecal matter all over himself and a bottle that he brings into the kitchen with him and infects food with.
Possibly, yeah, exactly. That puts me in a conundrum. I plan in September or October to take my wife to London for a weekend, and I have to find out good restaurants which serve traditional British food because I love traditional British food. Don't say that Britain does not have a cuisine. It does. It's an acquired taste.
It does. It's just not very good.
Just eat breakfast 3 times a day and you're safe.
No. I want fish and chips. I want.
Can't go wrong with that.
No, you can never go wrong with that. Maybe roast. A good roast.
Carlos, it's not going to be English fish. They're not out of the EU long enough yet.
It's cod. I want cod. I don't give a shit where it's English fish. It's cod.
Irish fish. It's gonna still be Irish fish caught by a
That's
Norwegian.
cool,
trawler.
man. Norwegian, exactly. Yeah. But I'm fine with that. Yes, 10 crumpets. I'm gonna have
Ew,
in
I
the
hate
breakfast.
crumpets. Bleh.
I want. Oh well, they have to be good crumpets, not.
No,
I've
crumpets are
eaten
just
bad one.
like they're just because they're like super eggy pancakes.
Well, to
Gross.
me they're more like
They're gross.
like slightly like waffles. In fact,
Mhm.
They're just. I don't like waffles either. There you go.
that's it. Yeah, well, yes, waffles. I'm okay. I'm not. I'm not
Like
that.
fruit
That's why
waffle, I like
I prefer.
because it's already a sweet. It's already like it's more like a quick cooked bread. But
Uh-huh.
that's about it.
You know, but I must say I don't really like very much American pancakes. I like the German ones. They're nicer. And they're so dry. There's Americans kind of, and they all have the same kind of texture. I like them when they're really kind of half burnt and like holes and craters in them. That's nice, you know.
Is that how we cook them or how Germans cook them?
I cook them. No, I don't like them when the Americans are too fluffy and that, you know. I like them a little more thinner and solid, you know, and they're kind of.
You like your pancakes as something you could also use as a weapon. Is that what you're saying?
No, not that dry, but yeah, they have some crust on them, you know, which makes them really tasty. You know,
When I get there with my wife, she'll have a continental breakfast. You know what it is, but I'm gonna have a full bloody English breakfast, the whole lot. Sausage,
Dude, it's good.
no, that's great.
sausages,
What's not so
the
hard?
bacon, tomato, toast, baked beans, all of it. And then I'll die of heart failure,
hungry.
coronary.
Yeah, I show you a picture.
I have a massive coronary right after. Hey, but at least you had a
Exactly.
good meal first, right?
Yep.
This is what I'm talking about. That kind of pancake, but you don't like waffles, so maybe
They're
that's
almost like crepes.
yeah,
Almost.
they're
I said almost.
quite
You
that
know,
thin,
yeah.
but almost, you know, and they have these, you know, these dark areas and these bright areas, not like all brown. That's what I like. It's just kind of, you know, it has texture and everything. I like that.
Yeah, they're thinner. Yeah.
I can
I
make some
do
crepe.
well.
Yeah, crepe are nice.
Try a buckwheat flour crepe. It's so good, dude. I would never have thought, but it kind of tastes like
Mhm.
walnuts. Like it has walnuts in it. It's really good.
Sounds great.
Come here, little fat baby.
Oh,
my daughter
oh
maybe
God, I'm hungry now. Stop sharing food.
I'll-
I love food.
Right, it's off to the
Yes,
bridge,
it is,
Carlo.
it is. Oh, we still have an hour. We still have an hour at least, so that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm planning this because my wife earns it. Yeah, she's earned it.
And that would be your American ones, right? These ones with the
They are
Canadian,
awesome.
because
With the
Yeah,
maple
that's all.
syrup, they are awesome as well. Yes.
That is true. They are really good, but
I only lately got into
it has to do with like real maple syrup and real butter. Otherwise,
Butter.
it just kind of tastes not correct. I guess is the best way to put it.
If I ever go to America, it's only for one food, a cheeseburger.
Oh yeah.
Dude, beignets.
Oh yeah.
I know there are so many. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of excellent cheeseburger sites, burger joints in America, but it has to be the traditional, nice 6 ounce, 6 ounce slider. What do we call it? Beef patty, and so on. It has to be nice, and a good American cheese. That's it.
Oh,
Maybe
right.
some caramelized onion, but that's all. Nothing more than that.
Ooh,
I can be traditionalist about food.
look at that.
Traditionalist about American food.
This thing looks like
Oh,
meatloaf. Look at that.
I know the. It's just too much. I would eat it. I would eat it in an instant.
I would
Yes,
eat
I
that.
would eat. Yeah,
Was
all
it-
the ones that you're showing there, I would eat without blinking. But I
With
want to
extra
taste the
bacon in it. cheese and bacon.
pure,
Love it.
yeah, the pure taste of an American cheeseburger. It's like eating foie gras or something, just pure, just the meat, the awesome meat and the cheese. That's it. To me, that would
you're giving
be
it
awesome. Yeah.
Well, I come from like the Italian angle. It's basically cheese and meat is such a lovely mixture. You know, lasagna, one of my favorite foods. And when I was actually born in the Italian part of Switzerland, and we always had a weak spot for Italian food. I love pasta. It's great, but the cheeseburger seems to be a little bit of a compromise. You know, when you have no pasta, just pack the good ingredients into 2 buns. You're done.
Well, it's a bit different, but yeah, I can
Yeah,
almost agree. But anyway, if sandwiches, you have to come to Portugal for the best sandwich in the world. I will not debate it. It is. It has. You get a slice of 2 slices of bread. The bottom layer, you put a steak, a beautiful steak. You put 2 sausages, which not it's a Portuguese sausage. They're called linguiças. It's meat as well, beef. Then you have cheese. I'll put it up here, and then you put the second slice. Cover it with cheese. Goes into the oven to melt the cheese, and then you have the sauce that surrounds it. It's just, if it's well made, it's divine.
it's not this, no. Really.
I've eaten it. I've posted on all my whenever I eat it, I always post it. I want to find a really good one.
Okay.
Well, shit, I'm just gonna share the screen because they're all good.
I thought you were on the mainframe.
No. This what I share on. I'm on my laptop to share, so you guys can see it.
I gotta switch back. I was
To this.
the
Here we
chat.
go. This one
right.
now. As you can see, the sauce. It's a secret sauce. It was made in Porto about in the 1970s. This guy who wanted to do an ultimate sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
The sauce has it's tomato based, but it has champagne, beer, hot sauce, chili sauce, Tabasco or piri piri sauce or whatever. And if you get the flavors correctly, it is divine, because it has to be just slightly hot, not too much.
From the sausage.
Yeah. No. The sauce, the sausages, the meat. You can see in this one. If you can guys see it.
The one with the egg.
Let's see if I can find. Yeah, the one with the egg.
Click on it so it's big. Yeah.
F11, just to make it even bigger. Sorry about that. It's going to take a little bit. My internet's a bit slow today.
Internet.
Yeah, there we go. You can see it's a beautiful steak. You have the sausage just about here.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the cheese on top. An egg. You can put an egg. You can put shrimp on top, whatever. Chips or fries, and the sauce. The sauce is the secret. The secret. Oh, and also ham. You can see the ham here. So if you can guys see the ham.
The next
So
one
that's
is
a heart attack and some nice sauce. That's great.
cholesterol.
It is.
Look at
It
this
is.
one. It was the next. It was the next.
Which one? Let me see if I can get back to
in that search. That's crazy.
the one with the sauce.
The one with the.
Or the one with.
Look at my screen.
God, where is it?
Os Segros de Franceschina, a melore sandwich. Vortexmac.net.
This one. Here we go. This one.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. But again, it's a sliced bread, the normal sliced bread, white bread. You have a steak, you have a ham, you have some cheese, a cheese on top. You have the linguiças sausages, and the sauce. It's the sauce that binds it all. It's the secret.
But it's not more than some cheese. There's actually the ham, and then on top of that there's a layer of cheese, then bread, then another
Oh,
layer
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
glazed cheese.
Cheese.
Ooh.
Cheese. Look at this one. Shit, where is it? Where's the one with cheese? Look at this one. The cheese on it. Cheese melted. This is a bit more gourmet. This one has, but it has to be served with chips, with fries.
I'm telling you, man, if you come to America for the food, just like troll the entire Southeast because that's good food.
Oh yes, there is. I know. There are.
And everybody makes their own sauce for everything. Like that's where Tabasco is located, but most people just make their own.
You can see here the layers. You see this here, the sausages, the ham, the steak, some more ham, the cheese, the egg. So this
a lot of cholesterol.
This is the ultimate sandwich on earth. You can't get it anything better than this. It has everything. I'm not saying there aren't also other great sandwiches. No, they are all awesome. But this one is just that little bit more.
And for after us, some Austrian Apfelstrudel.
Oh, yes. The German strudel, this German, yes, the Austrian pastries. Beautiful. Yes.
Apfelstrudel, very nice.
Or a Portuguese pasta.
You can actually have that as a main meal. There's lots of apple, obviously, but you can actually regard it as a meal almost. You don't need anything else, like a bit of vanilla sauce with it. It's nice. And then there's another one. Did you ever hear of this one? It's called Germknödel. It's a crazy taste. It's basically a dumpling, right?
Ooh, dumplings. I love dumplings.
Yeah, and there's poppy seed on top, but inside there is a heart of plum jam or plum mousse. It's really sour.
Ooh,
and
nice.
you put on molten butter, and when you go into it and get this plum jam, it's super sour, and you get this taste of and then vanilla sugar and poppy seeds. You get that taste, that kind of savory taste, and the sweetness of the butter, and then the sourness of within the. It's just a crazy explosion of taste when you have that. It's just amazing. Germknödel, very crazy. Never seen that anywhere else. That's Austria. You get that like when you're skiing, and then you go into the hut or whatever and get one of those. It's great stuff. You can't get it anywhere else in the world, which is great.
Oh man, that's one. I also would love to go there as well, just for. I love food. God damn it.
We have another one called Dampfnudel, which is similar. It's not quite as wet. This one is really, really dense and wet.
Mama left us.
Is they're kind of a little bit more fluffy, and you put just you just put vanilla on them, vanilla sauce, and that's it. They're really fluffy, very nice. I'd say a little bit like brioche. Just you eat them hot, And you have to be careful not to lift the lid, because they'll fall like too early, they'll fall into each other. Very nice.
Google Hangout kicked out to Mama.
Or maybe she had to go.
Oh.
She might be back.
No, she said Hangout kicked her out.
Really? Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Stupid fucking Google.
Let's see if the thing is still.
I was looking at the chat.
Starting anyway, so starting. Maybe got too much calories for her.
No, it was Sergey Brim. He's jealous that we haven't mentioned any Russian food yet. Or something.
Oh, I don't know much about it, so I'd be out of my depth. But we can have a look. Borscht soup.
Borscht and goulash and stuff. I know that. Portugal also has a. I'm going to send her again the link on my part. Maybe it'll work. Control C. I don't know how. He's also left. That's actually probably has stuff to do.
vegan blender borscht. It's nice. Well, that's the what's it called?
Here we go. I'm gonna send Control V. She can come in on whenever you want to come. If you're listening, Mama, it does when that switch from data to Wi-Fi.
Slow
okay.
cooking. My wife does more of that now. Slow cooking, with the emile pot. It's great. It's gorgeous. Oh yeah, the other day we had rabbit, and that was in basically soaked.
I hate rabbit.
Well,
I hate rabbit.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, I have an aversion to rodent. And the funny thing is, I've eaten it. My dad tricked me into eating rabbit.
Okay. So it's just in your mind.
I liked it, in fact. No, it is his mind. It's mine because I fucking loved the rabbit. I honestly, I loved it. And I told my dad, this is a story. I came home from work and my dad had made rabbit for him and some steak for me. The rabbit was nicely stewed. For the steak, it was a chop. It was a pork chop, and boiled potatoes. And I saw the pork chop. It was just fucking dry, and I like gravies and that. So I said, "Fuck it." I didn't ask him. I saw chicken, and I put bit of pieces and I ate, and my dad laughed at me. He smiled. He was laughing. He smiles, but he's happy as okay. But he laughed. He was smiling while he was eating. He was almost laughing. And at the end, he asked me after I ate the whole plate, 2 servings. He said, "How was it?" I said, "Oh, it was awesome. The chicken was awesome." No, that's rabbit. I said, "Oh, really? Fucking awesome." That was my reaction. Fucking awesome. But I'm not going to eat it again.
Because not knowingly, anyway.
As long as I don't know what I'm eating, I'm fine.
We had we tried this the first time maybe 6 or 7 years ago, coq au vin, and that's basically you can't do that with a normal. If you go to the supermarket and buy a chicken, and then you put it into wine for 24 or 48 hours, it'll just fall apart completely. So what you need a really old cockerel, a really old,
cooking.
We had to kill one of our cocks, that was like 5 years old, and that was amazing. Just 2 days, in red wine, and then the meat will be tender, but it won't kind of fall off the flesh, because
Carlos David asks. Sorry to interrupt. I know. Yeah, exactly. Carlos David asks, has Kraut gone vegan yet? She's back. Welcome back, Mama.
We killed some of our cocks the other day again, and it's amazing because they're all like free range. They basically have black bones. They're not white. They're almost black. Especially the oldest one. So they're really hard. They're like glass, those bones. They're just.
You're telling me. You're just describing what I eat. I raise, well, not me, but me and my wife, and my house raise our own chickens, and that the meat is more. It's more firmer, but the taste is just. I can't eat I do eat it, the ones that you buy in the supermarket and that.
It's terrible.
But it's the free range ones that I have here, salt and pepper, and some Provençal herbs just to give it a little bit of taste.
So you must
nothing much.
You must have made that as well.
Yeah. I know what coq au vin. You have made it. Yeah, I roast it. It's slow cooking. It just it's just amazing.
It's actually hard to get. There is a book by a guy who basically moved out to eat anything to get all these, and he had a hard time even finding an old. You had to drive out in the country because even in the market it's hard to get an old kind of age-old cock, because they always slaughter them too early.
My hens or said if you want to make coq au vin, even without the ours ones would survive 4 hours cooking.
Yeah.
and they
Easy.
still wouldn't completely dissolve like the ones that you buy in the supermarkets and that.
It's the thing. I mean, you slow cook this stuff, in your wood oven or whatever overnight. Leave it in, at low temperature.
But I can't do that. My oven is weird. It can be like a blast furnace 1 minute, and a minute later it's completely cold. So I can't do the recipes which I love.
Which reminds me,
Cottage pie, shepherd's pie.
I had to relight
lots
it. I don't want it to go off, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll talk about food again or whatever, something else, Mum. I'm fine. I don't want to get too hungry.
You guys kept saying cock, and I
I'm
kept
almost-
laughing like a child. So I'll be a grown up. I promise. One day, not today, but one day.
Never. I'm 50 and I still like to.
It's still funny.
Well, yeah. We have to maintain our childhood in ourselves, because or else we get too serious.
That is true. I just like joking.
Oh, I love joking as well. That's why I don't take I don't take life too seriously, or else I'd be dead by now. I just worry too much sometimes, so I have to take it as things go by. Enjoy life. That's what I do. That's why I love food. I love cooking. I love cooking to people. I can't try too many recipes because my dad and my wife, as I am, so I can't try
As far as the food goes.
Yeah, I can't try different tastes. But yeah, I plan on doing writing this year. I've already discussed it with my wife. No problem. She said, "No worries." I'm going on a sort of a culinary adventure to a couple of close by places. Well, close by 100, 150, 160 kilometers from here. So, no worries. That's fun. One of it.
Don't like to clean up. I think people who like to clean are freaks.
I don't mind. I have to do because I don't want my wife. My wife works more than me, and shit. I can't. She can't. I'm not being, what they say. We divide without asking. There's no.
You guys know each other, so it's kind of settled.
Exactly.
The way it is.
Shit. It's almost 29 years since I've been married. So yeah.
You know what's sad though? Some of the happiness has left the world because Sharia LaBeouf's camera isn't running anymore.
I am absolutely devastated. I used that to see how New York's weather was.
I think it was amazing. I think somebody should go up with a mobile phone and just stick it up there and just continue the stream on a different website or something.
I hope he puts it up because shit, I want to see how the New York weather is. That's what I don't give a shit what he does. But really, what did he expect?
Great. No, it was great because there was a lot of people meeting up there and having discussion. They should have just left it running for 4 years. Would have been a great project. It wouldn't not have turned out as what he expected, maybe, but it would have probably been a really good document. Like I don't know, the longest stream in the history of mankind. Is that nothing?
Yeah, but
he should have just left it open and let it go. I mean, it was really popular. Yes, people trolled it. It was really cute.
But he didn't.
It was
close
really cute
it down.
watching the little kids play Pokemon Go and getting all excited. And
No.
like, there's a Bulbasaur. It was adorable.
No,
He didn't close it.
The museum closed it before
museum.
concerns.
And the neighbors of the place said, "Too many freaks here. Sorry, no."
Oh yeah, it
And
would
they went
probably
and-
cause a lot of traffic problems. Huh?
And the last few days when I finally found the link, there was always a police presence there.
Yeah.
So was it?
Kind of a bummer, man.
It is.
Yeah, even New York City wasn't going to fit the bill. Have a permanent police presence there. It's taking away the police force from the other stuff.
But in fairness, I don't think they had like actual riots there. They had animated discussion and maybe a little bit of name calling, but they didn't actually have like violence, did they?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. Just
Well,
not
from
nothing out
Shia.
of the top. Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah, and also another one. There was also another one of his supporters that also sort of assaulted someone. But yeah, it was bloody children. It was children play fighting. That's how I can describe it.
I love
Oh
the
my
Polish
goodness.
guy
Hang
anyway.
on.
He was great.
I had to go yell at my kids for yelling at each other.
I can do it better.
Exactly. That's yeah. That's almost how I saw Jesus. Sheila Buff was fucking unhinged.
Yeah.
But he made it funny. I loved him. I loved it because he was so funny. He goes after that kid, that guy with the funny hat, and the one he assaulted. God,
Well,
how
people were
can
saying it was
someone?
like a German field hat, and I'm like, no, it's not.
It's just no. It's not. It's just a normal, almost a hat that shit Midwest use that cover your ears and that.
Yeah, it was like a trapper hat. It wasn't like a big deal. I thought it
Yeah,
was
it's not-
stupid that they were making a big deal of it. They just wanted that guy because he was
Yeah.
going praise Keck, and all that stuff. They just wanted to like make him look bad. And now Milk is racist because a bunch of
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
we
yeah,
were
yeah.
only on episode 2. I was so mad, but
I didn't see the actual milk drinking incident, but I saw it discussed. But the best guy was the guy who was saluting and going ree ree every time. he will not
that was very funny.
ree.
Well,
That-
people
that
were
really-
like
that
doing productions, like they were doing dramatic readings and all kinds of stuff. It was just really
Yeah.
funny, and a lot of people were just coming up to the camera and talking about their life and stuff, and that was actually pretty cool too. It's kind of like it really was just sort of a documentary of people, and I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
it had diversity, true diversity. You know,
Yes.
Yeah, it really did.
isn't it ironic that somebody who comes up with, oh yeah, we're going to have everybody in lockstep talking about how we are all cannot be divided, and it turns out into something. Yes, we're all individuals. No, really, no, I'm not. You know, it reminds-
Yeah, kind of.
the way that they that mantra, that chant, continuing chant, it reminded me about how the old ladies here, even my late mum and my aunties and that, they are religious and so on. They pray on the rosary, and they chant the same bloody thing over and over again. I know it by heart, even though I'm
Yeah,
totally
it's a type of meditation.
yeah, it is. It's the droning. Boom, boom, boom. That's exactly how they appear. They appear religious, almost religious, not fanatics because they're, but religious.
It does. It did have a weird little culty chant vibe thing going.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
creepy.
But then
Oh, creepy.
don't all these like I don't call it Berkeley, I call it Berserkly, the Berserkly riots. You know, that's the same
Oh yeah,
thing.
that was nuts.
People shouting these slogans all the time. What is it? Racist, sexist, homophobe, all this bullshit. You know. But I really cannot imagine how it would be to be part of such a mob. You know, to shout. I don't even like that when the other side does it. You know, when you know the way when Milo would talk, and then there would be some dissenters, and then they'd be shouted down by the right hand side crowd, like whatever they make America great again. I don't know what they shout.
Or they
but
just shout
it's not
Trump,
like-
Trump, Trump. But they would really, there is a little bit of a difference because when they would shout him down with Trump, they would do it because that was one of the tactics that the left would use to
True.
freak out on them, was just to like shout the same word over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And first, what made it so funny is that they would just say Trump and they would get like so triggered, they'd like fall apart and start crying and screaming and stuff. And it's like, why are you that weak? Really?
because they still believe that their weakness is a weapon. That's why we're strong. It's upside down then, isn't it?
It
It
really
is.
is.
It's absolutely.
It's okay.
Is that the Kaiser?
Trying to talk.
That must-
Yes.
That's our Kaiser. I can hear it.
That's it. Is. Yeah, yep.
Ah, yes.
I salute my emperor.
Yeah.
Praise.
Yeah, see, he's already been declared the emperor of the Republic of Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
So-
Exactly. I bow to my sovereign.
Yeah.
Hello.
Bow down.
You know what's so funny? My kids got so used to playing Chatelet over and over and over again that he loves that song. Like, he will stop. He'll be screaming his head off, angry about something. And then as soon as he hears, like, the intro, he completely stops and starts listening to the song. It's the worst
What
thing
about-
ever. I'm so sick of that song.
That other music that they played, the Serbian army,
Oh,
Okay.
Serbian army one. Oh
Look, man.
God,
He's
that
based
is.
on
I have to use that music in the video someday because it's just so fucking awesome.
the Balkan.
They played it in that the "We Will Not Divide Us." It was played.
All right.
Yeah, the Chatelet, a whole bunch
That
of
also what
a whole bunch of
that-
shitlords came out to sing that in front of the "He Will Not Divide Us" camera.
didn't someone put a sort of an MP3 player and it played
and
for about 8 hours until the batteries ran out.
And then,
Oh yeah, it was
recording
the
shit.
longest freaking.
That was amazing.
That was brilliant. I loved that. That was absolutely brilliant. And the guys that, while Shayla Buff was arguing, one guy come up and put the Museum of Moving Kek. And a couple of days later, the guy come out and tore it down. Oh, shit.
You know what hit them?
That's why I go to bed every night happy, content, with a rosy disposition because I see things like that that just make me laugh.
It gives you hope for the future, especially when you see it like in younger kids.
No,
Yeah,
actually, it doesn't. But I can't help
No?
laughing.
It makes me happy because they're rejecting these kind of stupid, mindless mantras because they are. I mean, we've tried to sublimate critical thinking in our kids for a really long time, and for whatever reason, this generation is breaking out of that. They're asking questions like Tucker Carlson. I still can't believe that he's like all the rage among, high school and college students. He seriously looks like a Southern college frat boy who got dressed for someone's wedding. Like, he does not look like a hardline reporter or talking head or whatever. And he really looks like, maybe that suit isn't his or something.
Yeah, exactly. There was a study made, I think last year or the year before, that shows that the generation, which are now about 15, 16 years old, they are very, very conservative.
Yeah, that's my daughter's generation. It's really interesting.
They don't see tattoos as very as anything interesting. They even see it as slightly off-putting in that, and they are the rebelling against this established kickdom of the established establishment, which is the left-wing Marxists.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
And I'm not,
because
I will not quote PJW and saying, "Oh, we are the alternatives." No, he's not going to claim it. Some other people has claimed it before him.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's sort of the natural cycle of a society to go really, really, extremely liberal to the point that it's damaging, and then to swing hard back to conservatism. I was mentioning that when people are like, "No, conservatism is not the new counterculture." I'm like, yeah, it kind of is in this cycle of history.
Yeah,
it's sort of sort of Augustus Caesar after Julius Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
You had that like open sexuality and debauchery and kind of anything goes attitude, and then I believe it was Caesar Augustus who like sanctioned divorces, made it. I want to say that he put rules around sex with slaves and stuff like that. So he started rolling back all of these things. There were no more Bacchic rituals allowed and stuff like that. Because that is the natural cycle. You have one era dies and the other comes up on the other side of the pendulum. It's just it's really normal, and people are freaking out like it's the worst thing ever. It's like my mom's a baby boomer. I'm kind of in the middle, and then here's my daughter who's like hard red. Like, that's it. She's fully conservative. I'm not so much. I'm like an independent. I'm a little bit liberal on some stuff, a little bit conservative on other things. And she's just not at all. It's really weird. I never thought my daughter would be the fuddy-duddy.
Here, because we still fear authoritarianism, we are quite centrists. So and poor, but poor bit is good, and here, not in everywhere. For us, it's good because we Portuguese are just so fucking corrupt cunts, and good thing, yeah, no, good thing we don't have petrol, or else we'd be worse than Venezuela. Or oil. So yeah,
Well,
it can be the
their
best.
problem is putting all their eggs in one basket and not diversifying their economy.
Yeah, but we do the same. We do the same. We do the same. No. We do the same. We are subsidy dependent from the EU. We don't want to leave except our most extreme leftist party, which I'm fucking amazed. I can't fathom. I can't really describe our politics, except that if you're in the government, you are right leaning. If you are in the opposition, you are left leaning. Doesn't matter what the party is. That's how it is.
That's just how they see it.
That's how it is. That's how they push to get back into power. The conservative Christians and the Social Democrats, which is a right leaning, they are now advocating leftist policies, while the socialists and the communists and the leftist bloc, which are even more left than the communists, are basically maintaining the socialists in power minority government with fucking right-wing-ish leaning policies of getting businesses, cutting some taxes on businesses while raising them on the people. So you see what I mean? We just care about football. That's what we care about. The European football. So yeah, that's what we care about. We don't give a shit. We are the only country where they will stop or they interrupt a speech by our president or their prime minister to notify that or the biggest club here has bought a player or is doing something.
What are you saying? Is he not forced to read it out?
Man, I'm absolutely in heaven here. Yeah, I'm in heaven here, honestly. Because we are so poor that we have shit welfare. So we are exporting people. The Portuguese population is leaving. And the ones that the immigrants that come here, they come here and say, "Oh shit, we are even worse than where we came from." So they just stay here and go back.
That reminds me, I read somewhere that there was some refugee complaining about the weather in Finland. It's always raining.
Oh my god, isn't that funny? Like, it's okay, we'll go back. Like, okay,
yeah, that was in Sweden. It was not in Finland. It was too cold.
Finland, just
yeah.
Too cold.
They
It was too cold.
They
Yeah.
complain pretty much everywhere. Like, we have a really big population of Somalis here in Minnesota, and they do the same thing, and they complain.
That's
like,
do you know what?
yeah,
Sweden,
dude, it's north.
Sweden did?
What did they do?
Sweden actually made a sort of a camel type park thing to help the immigrants integrate.
Oh, Jesus.
camel park. What?
Something. No. It's they brought in camels. Really, they brought in camels to a city so the immigrants would integrate. No, to feel at home. I'm sorry, to feel at home. What the fuck?
Oh, that's nice.
What?
I'm telling you, Sweden. I am deeply
the building
sympathetic to the people, the Swedish people. I would offer them. I open an invitation that the Swedes, the native Swedes, the ethnic Swedes come over to Portugal and leave the feminists and the Islamists there.
Oh yeah, just let them have their
Okay.
thing, and yeah, you can come to
Exactly.
other countries. Come over here.
And let them, the ones that aren't those, can come
You're gonna
here
keep
and
bringing
settle
dudes
their
like
lives.
Stellan Skarsgård. You're so welcome.
Could we
Except
just?
that they want to.
I have a
Sorry, go on.
suggestion, Carlos. Instead of getting real camels, could we not just put some humps on pigs? Humps on pigs. That'd be
Yeah,
kind of.
there you
Yeah, that could be.
go.
Yeah,
Here you
exactly.
go,
Yeah, but
kids.
Look, we got camels.
It's a
yeah,
midget camel. Where?
is the a solution to you can bring people, immigrants and refugees to a country. I'm not saying you can't, but the way you should do it is not put them in together, all of them at a time, all of them in one place. Here, we send families so dispersed. There's no fucking way they can, and they put them in a little village which is 90% Christian, with hanging hams, prosciuttos, the good stuff, sausages and that. And how would they can't start hijabing anyone? Of course not.
They'll arrest
So what they have done, they stay here. They get their authorization to stay in Europe papers. I think that's what they get to Germany.
Oh.
So I'm fine with that.
Well,
I don't
like,
care.
why?
Then in Germany, they get European passports, and then they come back to here.
They get 2,000 euros of welfare, while they get 496 euros here in Portugal.
Oh, so they're like, thanks for the papers, we're out.
Exactly. They don't tell them. They don't thank them. Our minister of internal affairs or something. She had a conference, a press conference in December, and she said, "Oh, we lost 140 of the refugees," and our fucking cuck journalists, they didn't say where did they go. Why do you bring in more? What's happening? They didn't answer. So she said, because they have family in Germany. I think that's where they went. She said, I think that's where they went. They don't fucking know where they went.
Of course not.
There are a few Christian Syrians and that stayed. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
What do they say? Oh fuck! I'm in a Christian country. Fuck the Muslims. I'm safe here. I'll learn the language in a couple of months. They'll learn the language. They'll see bacon, which probably they weren't allowed to eat in Syria or wherever. And I know that they'll be integrated. Second generation intelligence kids, which will then immigrate to England as Portuguese and so on, highly qualified, eating pork and that, and come back when they reach a retirement age and live happily in Portugal. That's and German and Swedes.
Portuguese are weird. You guys are like a weird blend of everybody.
Yes,
because like
I
knew
love
this chick
everyone.
she was from Lisbon, I think, and she had the blondest hair and blue eyes, and she was like, "No, I'm Portuguese," and I'm like, "What do you mean Portuguese? Like Giselle Bundchen, you speak Portuguese, but you're really German?" And she's like, "No, from Portugal, Portuguese." I'm like, "Holy shit, you're really white." Yeah, I know.
I'm a Celt. How white do you want to be? I'm white as a Celt. I've already said my genetic makeup. I've talked about enough.
I just think it's funny.
My wife's was a blonde, a really light blonde when she was younger. Her hair's darker. My daughter was also very blonde. Now she's a bit darker. dark and blonde, dark blonde. My son's blonde. I have brown eyes. My daughter has grey eyes, my greyish eyes like my father, and so on. We have more redheads that, especially where I live here, more redheads that you can poke a stick at. Natives from here.
This is weird because they're like one of the smallest recessive group traits, right?
Yeah, I know. I know about
Too much.
7. I know 7. And they do have souls. Just so asking. So yeah.
How do you know?
So yeah.
They have all the ones they took
uh,
from other people.
But the north of Portugal, from Porto more or less, to the north of Galicia, we are very little South or North African makeup in it. It's not a. I'm not saying, oh, we're superior. No, we're equal. We want to here. Most of the people where I live in the north, they go to work in Lisbon and Porto and so the big cities because you can't get jobs in the rural small towns. So yeah, there's no animosity of race or anything. You get more animosity football teams than you do of any other shit happening. Last week there was a raid in a neighborhood, predominantly black from Cape Verde, from some of our old colonies. The cops sealed the whole area. They beat up 2 suspects. The blacks, the native, the Portuguese Africans were fucking cheering on the cops.
Yeah.
There was no
Really?
Black
They probably
Lives
don't want that
Matter.
shit in their neighborhood either.
There was no Black Lives Matter demonstrations because the people here they hate crime.
They don't want the thug. They want the thugs out, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't want drug addicts and so on. Our most oppressed ethnic group is the gypsies. Our gypsies can't stand the Romanian gypsies that came over.
Really?
Really? They say, look at those fucking cunts. They are fucking giving us a bad rep. And I say, oh,
They are.
they are harmless. They don't. I don't feel. I feel normal sympathy or empathy towards anyone. They scrounge around. They're very few. They don't get a lot of education. They segregate and that. But yeah, they steal stuff. That's it. They steal stuff and sell drugs sometimes. But shit, they're not going to suicide bomb anyone. And they've been fucking oppressed since forever. So when I see my little shitty country, and then I see first world countries having problems that are made up by you know who, the fucking regressive left, I find it sometimes I find it really frustrating, and other times I find it wow, awesome. Fuck, I live in the best country in the world. So yeah, even though I don't, but I do, and I don't. It's fucking weird. I'm just fucking split in the middle. Because I love and hate my country. If I want to have a hangout with Chrissy Winters and say Portugal started the Atlantic slave trade, and I am proud of that.
So if they're talking about how conservatism is.
What are we listening to?
Oh, I heard a funny voice. Sorry. Chrissy Winters would freak out, and her gang would freak out if I said that. I am proud of my history, of Portuguese history. We were the first superpower, the first colonial power, and we squandered all that shit because we were fucking Catholics. If we were Protestants, maybe we'd be like England, the United Kingdom. But on another scale, the Portuguese sailors, wherever they went, they just saw women. They didn't see anything else. A beautiful woman. That's all they saw. They would marry them. Even today in Malaysia, in Sri Lanka, in India, in other places like in Africa, along the coast of Africa, there are small groups of Portuguese speaking or Portuguese Creole speaking natives.
Really?
So they are, yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Because
I mean, there was like a weird village in India where people speak Spanish.
No, not Spanish.
Like, really?
Not Spanish. No. Portuguese.
No, I'm talking about no, not in Goa. It's like near there. Like it was a coastal town. That was, I guess, it wasn't colonized or anything. It's just like it's just sort of like their second language. I guess the Spanish had a port there or something.
No, never. No, they didn't.
Really?
Absolutely. Spain never went because of the Treaty of Tordesillas. They went to the Americas. Portugal went the other way.
Oh, so maybe it is Portuguese then. It was just kind of weird because you hear, a definitely Latin tongue, and you're like, what the hell? It definitely throws you for a loop.
Sure. Our president, our prime minister, Antonio Costa, is a native Indian.
Oh, really?
So
That's cool.
we also have a black man in our leader. And he's a left-leaning one. God damn it.
I think it's cool because I mean we've all like every culture has expanded outside of itself to some degree because we had to trade with each other and survive. It's not,
we talk about Guinea.
Doesn't help you.
Guinea, no, because Guinea was also Portuguese. Morocco and was Spanish, and Sub-Sahara, that one below Morocco, that's in conflict with Morocco. That one came later because after 1480, when the two crowns, Portugal and Spain, became one, Philip II of Spain, Philip I of Portugal, all the Portuguese colonies became Spanish colonies. So they took over Ceuta, Morocco, and etc. That's probably why Ceuta is still Spanish and not Portuguese.
That's why I like talking to you. I learn myself some stuff.
Yeah. History.
And we do you know how fucking cunts we are, Portuguese? We tricked Spain to move the boundary, the border of the Treaty of Tordesillas 300 miles to the west because we knew Brazil was there. So we moved it from ocean into Brazil, and so we could claim Brazil as Portuguese. How fucking scam artist do you need to be?
Like, it's cool. Just move the border. It's, it'll be better for everybody. Just slide it a little bit that way.
Yeah. When the reason why Brazil is so poor? Why Brazil is so poor?
South America is poor.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's Catholic. It's because of the Christian Catholics. They just want to build churches and shit.
Oh yeah,
but that's my view. That's my point of view. I'm an agnostic.
I would argue
atheist.
with you, but
what?
It's the private property rights weren't a thing during colonization for South America because it all belonged to the Crown of Spain, whereas the Protestants had private property. So you could actually like run a business and build an empire or whatever if you wanted to. The
Brits were not Calvinists. No, what were they? Were influenced by the Calvinists. The British Empire is where you get the concept of private property, as you just noted it, where you started businesses and that. And while the Catholics were monopolies, royal monopolies and shit. So were they? I'm asking. I don't know.
No, I read Neil Ferguson's book Civilization, which talks about the difference in why South America is poor and North America is not, and it's basically because um, you could help an individual could hold pieces of land from which to build property and business and infrastructure from, whereas in South America everything belonged to the crown. So you could have a piece of land, but it didn't really belong to you, and it could be taken from you any time. So why would you put that much effort into it if you're just kind of waiting for them to say, nope, it's ours, we're taking it, and that was it for you.
Yeah, but I don't know whether that concept, which part of the Protestant movement was it Calvinism or was it
several different ones.
different?
Well, yeah,
Was
because you had
Calvin,
like
there was
Puritans, Calvins, Anabaptists, Quakers.
Anabaptists, Quakers. Yeah,
You had Anglicans.
the Anglicans were basically an offshoot of Catholicism. Even now, they still have sort of they can almost be forgiven by the Pope and say, "Okay, come back to the fold." While the Adventists, the Lutherans, the Calvinists, which are Calvinism and Lutheranism were the two bigger ones. Then other ones broke off of those.
Was Lutheranism even a thing? Was that big in the United States of America? I mean, it's big in parts of Germany, Lutheranism, but
there are parts here like Minnesota, and Minnesota has a really big Lutheran population. Like they would, instead of defining themselves as Scandinavian, they would like say Lutheran as that is like their culture as opposed to their religion, which is interesting.
Okay.
They still do jellyfish, which is gross and weird, but whatever.
What?
They do this.
I don't know. I have to.
Jellied fish, and it's really nasty.
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's the northern Germans like that. I don't like that at all. But yeah, in northern Germany you see that a lot.
Gross.
I have to go to the UK and eat jellied eels.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I can get there and eat that. But
I don't like it. I don't like jellied
we got,
meat. I just don't like it.
3 more minutes. Should we wrap this up now and say good nights? Because
sure.
It's the middle of the night for you.
Been going on for a bit. Yeah. We should make this more often. Well, I have my stream on every Tuesday. I did invite Biggin, but he gave an excuse that it was St. Valentine's Day, so I never insist. Yes, it's you, Sargon. If you want to know, I did try to invite you, so I'm fine. I don't take it personal. I know where I stand. I'm a nice guy. So yeah. I am a nice guy. I don't care. I hope I stay always small because I don't get shit thrown at me like they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just everyone.
No. Carlos David, Calvinists were not the Christian Talibans. They were the Portuguese Catholics. 1755 earthquake was because Portugal was such Talibani Catholic Christians. The earthquake of 1755 that destroyed Lisbon brought about the questioning of the Christian religion and atheism. So
atheism.
My tongue's not. Atheists. So yeah, we were the tops of everything, even in Talibanism. And probably this will be the most likely last. No, I'll always speak of Portugal. Fuck you. I'm proud of my little shit country. Yeah. Okay. Mama, you want to say goodbye to the crowd?
Goodbye, everybody.
Raven.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. What the fuck are you doing listening to this chat? It's Valentine's Day. You losers. Well, I'm on it as well, so I suppose.
Go heckle happy couples in the street.
Liz, yeah, Liz was here to give the last word. I didn't really want to give the last word. So, Mama, the last word.
Last word. There you go. I gave it.